Citations gaming enthusiasts, George Maynard here, and happy Mario Day, everyone! I'm recording this the day before, and as of right now, Nintendo hasn't announced anything in particular, so maybe you're all too busy talking about whatever latest Mario trailer or direct just happened or will happen soon, and you don't care about my video, but hopefully you do! For Mario Day, I thought it would be very fun to make a tier list video of all the main 2D and 3D Mario games. So, I found one and I added a few more things. None of the ones that I could see really had all the things I wanted to rank and talk about. Thankfully, Tier Maker lets you add some extra stuff. So it starts at Donkey Kong and ends in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I am a little bit ill, so that's why my voice is a bit low and a bit stuffy, so apologies for that. I have tried to arrange these roughly based on when they came out. It was just kind of all higgledy-piggledy. They all kind of are all higgledy-piggledy in their arrangements. It's annoying. I've got the goats, I got mid, and I got haven't played at the bottom there. So let's start off with the original Donkey Kong. I have played this. I've got it on Wii U. I've got it on the Wii U Virtual Console. And I didn't play it a great deal. I don't know if I even finished it. I've kind of seen it. It's okay. It's alright. It's kind of janky and slow, and the jumping is a bit meh. The movement physics aren't all that good. Obviously, when you start a brand new series, no matter how revolutionary the first game is, it will be outdone later on. It's just the natural order of things. So of course, games got much better from this point. So Donkey Kong, I don't have much love for it, to be honest. I don't really care that much. It's the arcade era is well before my time. So I don't care for it. I haven't played it a great deal, and I do feel a bit iffy about ranking games that I've just dabbled in here and there and haven't completely finished, or don't even remember if I've completely finished. But at least for now I'm going to put it in F, because I don't have any strong feelings for it, and it's not that fun, to be honest. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is much better. Yes, like most of those games. I'm not just talking about the GBA one or the remake. Most of those games are much better than this. And then there's Mario Bros. Mario Bros, I don't know if I've actually played the original version. I don't think I have, but I've played iterations of it. The ones that were in the GBA games. They released a version of this. They released a version of Mario Bros. In all the Super Mario Advance games and also Superstar Saga. And I grew up with Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy Advance, so I've played this a lot. At least that version of this a lot. And some of these games I'm going to be ranking not the original versions of the games because I haven't played the original versions. But I don't want to go through the faff of getting the specific versions that I have played on here. Sometimes it's just like a sub-game inside a game and it just gets awkward. So I'm going to rank the original Mario Bros. A little bit higher. It's kind of fun. I did also play Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii with my brother, and that had a Super Mario Bros. Little battle thing inside of Super Mario Bros. 3 of that, so that was kind of fun. Also, Super Luigi Bros. In 3D World. It's okay. I'm definitely gonna put it one above Donkey Kong because it's alright. It's a bit more fun. It's better. It is better. I've had more fun with it over the years, but it's nothing that special. It's a high score based game. It's alright. Gets very repetitive once you reach a certain level. Then there's the original Super Mario Bros. And I want to have a bit of a rant about how a lot of people put revolutionary beginnings in any kind of media, really, be they musicians or artists or video games or movies and stuff like that. If something is revolutionary and old and started a big movement of other things, people have a habit of putting it very high up on a pedestal and saying this was the best thing. And this applies more to Mario 64 later on, but yeah, people give it a little bit too much. Of course it was revolutionary, and if it's good, give it some praise for being good, but of course things got better after then, otherwise it paints a very depressing picture for the rest of the series, and suggests that the rest of the games had no reason existing. So, Super Mario Bros. again, it's okay. I played this on Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii as well. I also, hang on a sec. I also have this little Game & Watch that they did a while ago, and I played through it on that as well. So obviously whenever I've played this, I've had save files to enjoy, and a lot of the NES games, they didn't have save files really, did they? Just straightening my camera a bit, it's a bit diagonal. I'm gonna put it in D, because it's honestly not that great. Like, it got better. Like I'm saying, it got much better. And this was, of course, revolutionary, and it's decent. It's a decent time. But, like, even from, like, 2 games on from it, it massively improves. And Super Mario Bros. Have come a long way since then. Replaying it, it hasn't aged super well, to be honest. So I'm gonna put it down there in D. And then we have the Lost Levels. Let me say again, I haven't played the original NES version. I've never even touched an NES, let alone played on one. But I have played the Lost Levels on Mario All-Stars for the Wii as well, and as well as on my little Game & Watch. And I must say that with my experience with that game, I knew going in, this is the really hard one that they didn't originally bother bringing out in the West because they thought it was too hard for us. And I took that as a personal challenge that I would then beat this game, and I did. And I had fun doing it, to be honest. It is designed in such a way that the developers want to trick you. They want to make you have a miserable time. Like, it's filled with, like, dead ends where you have to kill yourself, and, like, there's, like, reverse warp zones. And honestly, rather than get frustrated with these things, I laugh. It's funny. I genuinely find it hilarious, and I genuinely found it, like, a really fun, worthwhile challenge to go through. Although I have heard that if you want to, like, unlock the extra worlds in the original version, you have to, like, what is it? Do you have to, like, beat the main game, like, 8 times without game overing, which is utterly ridiculous, but kind of also hilarious. But yes, I did beat this. I had fun with it, honestly, and it's still basically the same game as Super Mario Bros., but stupid. And if I was ranking them based on quality, I would straight up put it in F, kind of, but it makes me smile too much, to be honest. I'm putting it in B. It's my tier list, make your own if you want to complain. Then the Super Mario Bros. 2, the Western one, the basically remake of Doki Doki Panic. I don't think I even finished this one. I played it a decent amount when I played Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii. But I don't think I ever finished it, and it was alright, and it was flipping ages ago when I last played it. I don't know if I feel right ranking it, to be honest. I do remember enjoying it, though. Like, I have played it, and I did get a decent amount of the way through it. I just didn't bother seeing it to completion, which I do regret. I will go back and play it properly someday. Tentatively for now, I'm just going to put it in D. Am I going to order these within the tiers? Yes, actually. Yeah, honestly, I did like Mario Bros. More. Yeah, I'm gonna put Super Mario Bros. Behind Super Mario Bros. 2. Yeah, like, even though I've played through all of Mario Bros., all of Super Mario Bros. And not Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. 2, I just like the physics better. They're more fun, and it's a lot more creative with the different characters and stuff. It's just better. It just is better. And then I haven't played Super Mario Land, unfortunately. Just before this video, through the last week, I played through all of Super Mario World and Super Mario Land 2 for the first time. I hadn't played them before. The Game Boy was before my time, the SNES was before my time, but I got the remake of Super Mario World on the Game Boy Advance, and I played through that in the last week, and I played through Super Mario Land 2 in one day, because it wasn't that long or that difficult. But for some reason, Super Mario Land 1 is not on NSO, but 2 is? That baffles me. That really baffles me. That's silly. Surely you'd put the first one there first. It's weird. But yeah, Super Mario Bros. 3. I'm going to rank this based on the Super Mario Advance 4 version on the Game Boy Advance that I played when I was growing up. I have such a connection to this game, and yes, nostalgia is a strong thing, absolutely, and it's very hard to separate your feelings from nostalgia completely, but I genuinely believe it's an amazing game. Like, I'm going to tentatively put it in A for now. It might move up to GOATs later on. We'll see. It's just such a good game. All the worlds feel distinct and really fun, and like the maps are great. The power-ups are all really fun to use, and there's like several that like I see them and I'm like, yes, I'm popping off. I'm excited to use them. The item inventory is good. Swapping between Mario and Luigi and the different physics is fun. Oh, the music is fantastic. The level designs are great. I just really love Super Mario Bros. 3. Big fan of that game, to be honest. Then Super Mario Land 2, which I played the other day, just like 3 days ago, on Nintendo Switch Online for the first time. And honestly, it charmed the pants off of me. Like, the different worlds are so fun and unique and interesting, and the levels are fun, and it's like, it looks like a major accomplishment. Like, again, I've never actually played a Game Boy, because, yes, before my time, these games are old, people. And I'm not even sure how the save file works. I didn't even see an option to like save my game at any point. Thankfully, I'm playing it on modern hardware, which lets me kind of cheat with save states. But I didn't actually use the save states, apart from in the last level. Mario's castle is like 50 times harder than the whole rest of the game. Way harder than anything else the game has to throw at you. But like, yes, the different worlds are all really creative and really interesting, and like the sprite work is really charming, like the environments are really good. I would love to see Nintendo like do like a double remake, like bring both Mario Land games into like a modern sort of game, remake them with like, but perhaps like give them like a very, perhaps give it like an interesting artistic direction that's reminiscent of the original graphics, but better. But yeah, Super Mario Land 2, surprisingly really, really good and fun. And I like the carrot as with the rabbit ears for the power-up. That's actually like a good fun like little gliding sort of power-up. It's good. It's a very fun game. Very, very fun game. Dripping with charm and with great like worlds. Most of the worlds in Mario games, you got your grass, you got your ice, you got your desert, you got your forest or whatever, and they just do that and like different like variations thereof. But this one, it goes nuts. It goes crazy. There's space. You ride a giant snot bubble from a hippo statue into space. And you go inside like a massive Mario statue, and you get eaten by a giant turtle, and it's just so out there and so fun, and I wish that they were that creative more often. I'm gonna put this, honestly, I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it in A. Yeah, even a game that I'm not nostalgic for, and I played really recently, and it took me literally a day to beat, 1 day to beat, I really enjoyed it. It was very worthwhile. I really liked it. It could have been longer, but like, honestly, for the purposes of this video, I'm very happy that it took me a short amount of time to play through. And then we have Super Mario World. I think that this one ends up on a lot of people's like favourites list when they're talking about the Mario games. Super Mario World, like I said, I played it through in a week, and from my perspective, it feels very, very by the numbers. I know that it did lots of like things first, but like, I've played other games where you can ride Yoshi, but he's better because you have like a flutter jump and stuff. I've played Mario games with a big connected world map with a bunch of secret exits that lead to interesting places already. And other than that, it's just a decent 2D Mario platformer that works fairly well. There aren't really any power-ups that excite me or interest me in this game, to be honest. Like, the unique one that it has is the Cape Feather, and I really dislike the Cape Feather. Like, I hadn't played Super Mario World until just recently, but I have played the Mario Maker games, so I have been able to mess around with the cape feather, really hate using it. Like, as an item for like gliding, so that you can like make jumps easier, and like just as like doing a spin attack to defeat enemies, that's handy. It's handy in that way. But as a flying power-up, I despise it. It's so annoying, and you do not have much control. You can't barely see any distance ahead of you, so you're always crashing into things, or nosediving down into pits beyond your control. The Super Leaf and the Tanuki suit from Mario Bros. 3 are way better. Mario Bros. 3 has much more interesting power-ups just across the board and in general as well. For me, in my mind, it was just a fairly by-the-numbers, enjoyable game. And I can definitely do more of it. I found the secret exit in the Vanilla Dome that like goes over the Butter Bridge and kind of skips a couple of worlds, which I feel a bit naughty for, but the Butter Bridge was hard though. It was. It's a bit hard to place. I definitely would appreciate it more if I grew up with it and like played the Mario games in like a more proper order of like oldest to newest, so I could appreciate the things that this one brings to the table more. But I'm not going to put it in mid. Nothing about it really rubbed me the wrong way aside from the cape feather, and I didn't even try and fly with it very often. I'm going to put it in B. That feels right. It's alright. I feel like it would be a bit too mean to put it in mid. Is it mid? No, it might be. It might be mid, to be honest. Because like when I think about Mario games that I like actively enjoy and like excite me to play at least somewhat, now that I've finished playing this one, like I don't feel any kind of drive to go back and play it again, or like much more, to be honest. It's the kind of game that I know that if I had played it when I was a kid, I would have really loved it, but like as an adult who's played loads of Mario games that came after it, before it, I feel naughty for doing so. I'm putting it down to mid. Oh my goodness, I've put the last levels above Super Mario World. People are gonna hate me. Anyway, oof. Super Mario 64. The original Super Mario 64, I've also added onto this list, this list, Super Mario 64 DS, because that's the one that I properly have played. The original Mario 64, I've played it a little bit on Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I made one video about that. I was going to make it into a series, didn't bother. I stopped because I wanted to someday get an actual N64, get the actual Super Mario 64, and play through that as it was intended. What I did play of it was very janky, camera was garbage, movement physics were really annoying and stupid. Really, I didn't have a good time, to be honest. And like, I'm sure that people who played this when they were kids are like, this is revolutionary and really fun. But we've come so much further from this point. We really have. This was a starting point and it was revolutionary. And as a game, it's decent and was honestly improved by 64DS later on. But we've come so much further. We've made so much better games since then. This was a good starting point for the 3D Mario series and like 3D platformers and explorer games in general. But it's been outdone like almost immediately. I want to rank it. I can't really rank it though, can I? I mean, I've essentially experienced what the game has to offer in 64DS, and I've experienced the controls of it for up until like the first Bowser area in that one video I made. I'd rather replay Mario Bros. 2 rather than go back to it. I don't know. I do still want to get an N64 and play it properly someday. I'm not gonna rank it. I'm not sure if I should rank it because I haven't played it very much at all. I've kind of already made my feelings clear though. If I were to rank it based on what I feel right now, it would be either D or F, to be honest. Because I didn't have very much fun when playing it. I felt like I was fighting against the game to try and do what I want to do. And that's just not fun. Also the wing cap, another flying power-up that isn't very good, but at least in a 3D environment you can see ahead of you a lot more than in a 2D game with the cape feather. I'm going to put it in haven't played. Kind of wrong, but kind of right at the same time. You know what I feel, it'd be in DRF. So then Super Mario Sunshine. From what I hear, this is actually very divisive, this Super Mario Sunshine. This is one of the ones I did play growing up. I think it's fantastic. I think that the movement mechanics are very fun. Flood is so interesting to use and very entertaining to use. And even like also in the do 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 do. You know those levels. It's also very fun when you don't have flood in those levels. And it's like the vibes are immaculate. Like I feel like vibes go a long way to making a game like truly spectacular. It's what makes Mario Galaxy amazing. It's what makes me like really appreciate Mario and Luigi Dream Team as well. Like it's so fun. Honestly, it's kind of janky, but that's kind of part of the appeal. I'm putting Mario Sunshine way up high. Yeah, definitely above Mainline 2. Ooh, above Super Mario Bros. 3? Above Super Mario Bros. 3? Maybe, actually. I don't think I'm going to put it in GOATs. I think I might just put one 3D game and one 2D game in GOATs, because that's the pinnacle of both the halves of the series. But yeah, Mario Sunshine is going to the top of 80. I really love Mario Sunshine, and I don't understand people's hate of it. I honestly see quite a lot of people online taking a dump on Mario Sunshine, and I don't see it. I just see this as really good, just all around. I don't understand. Why don't you like it? Tell me in the comments. We have reached Super Mario 64 DS. This is another one that I did grow up with. This is one that I have played through several times as a kid, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm sure it definitely would have been better if you had an analog stick of some kind. I do think it's like worthy of a remake, although that's a bit weird, remaking a remake. It just feels a bit redundant. I don't know. But it's alright. When I think back to it, it is a little bit awkward with the D-pad. I didn't really run into that much trouble, but I'm not really naturally a critical person, especially when I was younger. I didn't really think of games as ever being bad. I kind of just enjoyed everything I played when I was a kid. I'd say it's rather good. Out of the 3D Marios, it's kind of it is a bit lower. And like the console it's on, it's impressive. It's like a good way for Nintendo to show off, look, on our Nintendo DS, this handheld system, we can have a full, proper, involved 3D Mario game. Isn't that impressive? And it is. Minigames are great. Though I kind of, when I think of the minigames, I think of New Super Mario Bros. DS, even though I know that had them second. But I should give that the credit. I'm going to put it in B, because it is pretty darn good. I'm going to put it ahead of... Yeah, it is better than the Lost Levels. It is. Like, the Lost Levels, I have a decent amount of ironic enjoyment, and also some genuine enjoyment, but like the ironic enjoyment is kind of what put it up to where it is, to be honest. Ooh. It'd probably be in D or mid if it weren't for the absolutely wild laughter that I have when I play the Lost Levels. It has no business being up here, but I'm putting it up there anyway. New Super Mario Bros. For the DS is amazing. It's fantastic. Just the main game going through single player. Absolutely love it so much. The different worlds, the music, the ideas, like it just... The 2D Mario series had kind of been dormant for like at least a decade at this point, I think. And they came in with this and modernized it, and they did so many creative things, like new enemies. The bosses were really unique and fun. Bowser Jr. was incorporated, the new power-ups were fun. It's just fantastic. And the mini-games, amazing! I played the main game and the mini-games like just as much as each other. I also played the mini-games with other people a bunch growing up. I also played Mario vs. Luigi a bunch with other people growing up. All the different modes in this game, fantastic. Honestly, I'm gonna make an early call. New Super Mario Bros. DS. It's one of the GOATs. It really is. It's one of the GOATs. That's my favourite 2D Mario. Absolutely. And from GOAT to GOAT. Here we have Super Mario Galaxy, the first one. You know I love it. It's the best. The vibes are immaculate. The level design is fantastic. It is better than New Super Mario Bros. It is one of my 2 favorite games of all time. The music, stupendous. The levels, stupendous across the board. I have very little to complain about that game. So just to the top. I've talked about this a lot. I'm going to be talking about it in my 1,000 subscriber sub-special, my 1,000 subscriber sub-special video. It's just fantastic. It's way up there. It's the top of the list. Then we have New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It kind of continued innovating. Like, the first New Super Mario Bros. Was really good, but the main campaign could only be played in 1 player, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii let you play for up to 4 players, and that could be a real laugh. That's really fun when you get 3 friends together and play through New Super Wii together. And like, it brought back the Koopalings, which kind of a blessing and a curse. I liked the Koopalings. I'd only seen them in Super Mario Bros. 3 on the GBA at this point, and I was happy to see them again. And they gave them like modernized designs, and it's good. Like, really good fun items in this. Really fun for multiplayer. It's good. It's decent. I don't know. I don't think it breaks B tier though. Kind of. Maybe. Would I rather play 64DS or this? I'd rather play this. No, yeah. No, I'm gonna move this to the top of B tier. Am I really ranking Super Mario Land 2, a game that I played like 3 days ago in 1 day, over this game that I played in my childhood? Like this? Wow, blimey. It's just the charm. Really went a long way. Does that feel right? Not really. I feel like the highs are better. Then again, if I'm ranking them a bit more objectively, then New Super Mario Bros. U can do like the same things as Wii, really. It's like the same game, but like kind of better, to be honest. But it bores me. We'll get to that point later. I might have a bit of reshuffling as we go on. Ooh, for half an hour, wow. I hope that I have enough space for all this stuff. Super Mario Galaxy 2! You probably know my feelings on this. I made a whole video where I talk about why it's much worse than the first one. In that video, towards the very beginning, I straight up said it's mid. I will stand by that. I do like it more than Super Mario World, I'd say. Because Super Mario World is good, and like, it did bring a lot of things into the series technically, but like, from my perspective, it just kind of feels by the books. Galaxy 2 does have a lot of good stuff in it. I have a lot of things to complain about in it, but there's also a lot of creativity and a lot of good things. I do think that a lot of it should have gotten cut, a lot of it should have been reworked. I'm not keen on like the design of how everything's much more simplified and much more levelly feeling than Galaxy 1, whose vibes were just so immaculate. Galaxy 2, it's just alright. It's mid. It is. It has like equal parts good stuff and bad stuff. So I'm going to put it straight in the middle. That doesn't mean that it tips over into the bad side like a lot of people view mid as negative. No, mid is neutral. I do have negative feelings about this game, but honestly, on a weighing scale, my positives and negatives are equal, pretty much. So, mid is where Galaxy 2 belongs. That's where it will stay. And then we have New Super Mario Bros. 2! Another poster child for the mid tier, to be honest. I played this sort of during my teenage years, this game. That's when it came out. It's alright. It's like, oh blimey, like on a scale of like hardest to easiest Mario games, this is like way on the easy side. The way that they designed it means that it's virtually impossible to run out of lives with all the coin gimmick. If you ask me, for this one game, like honestly, no way. Super Mario Bros. 2, you don't get an extra life for 100 coins, I think. They should have done that for this game. Coins are everywhere. It shouldn't give you extra lives. The life system was already pretty darn redundant in the era of save files. And you made them even more redundant. Well done, Nintendo. Congratulations. But it is still a fun game and an enjoyable game, and it's still like well designed. All the new Super games are. They're all well designed. The worst they are is boring and easy, but like they're still well designed. Still solid levels and solid controls and stuff. Yeah, it's at the bottom of mid. It's not bad. It's at the bottom of mid. That makes sense to me. Yeah. And we have New Super U, New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U. Yes, this is the first game that I got with my Wii U, actually. It was in the package of like, it was one disc, but New Super Mario Bros. U and Luigi U as well. Honestly, the best thing about New Super Mario Bros. U is the challenge mode. New Super Mario Bros. Wii like attempted like a kind of sort of similar thing, but like I messed around with them like once or twice and like forgot about them after that because they were not fun. But the challenges in New Super Mario Bros. U, that's the best thing about them. That's really fun actually. Other than that, it's a fairly by the numbers Mario game. Again, to be honest. New Super Wii is kind of only in B because I really enjoyed it as a child. I do kind of like the worlds, and they kind of do some creative things, kind of. It's weird, like I'm just like looking at the different games and seeing how much joy and excitement I get looking at them, like how much I would want to replay this game, and how much fun I think I would have playing this game right now. New Super Mario Bros. U. It's decent. And like, even though it is kind of plain and by the numbers, Galaxy 2 has a lot more flaws than it does. Yes, put it there in B tier, that kind of makes sense to me. And yeah, Lost Levels is the gatekeeper of the bottom of B tier. I don't think it's going to get any higher than the bottom of B tier. It's kind of there on irony levels, to be honest. But yeah, it kind of feels right there. 64DS kind of outdoes it. Yeah, it's got more to it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll put it there in B. I'm not sure. It's hard for me to tell how I feel about the new Zoop games because they're all kind of the same. They don't really do much. Apart from the first one and kind of the second one, especially New Super 2 and New Super U, really don't do much of any interest. And like, even though they're decent and good games, and I could absolutely have quite a bit of fun playing them, they just feel like the very definition of milquetoast. Super Mario Maker, the first one on the Wii U. I had so much fun with this. This was before I felt like weirdly burnt out with making Mario levels. Like, I just sort of hit a wall when I played Mario Maker 2, and like I just don't have any creativity in me for making levels anymore, and it just feels weird and off. And that has persisted when I've like been replaying the Mario vs Donkey Kong games where you can make levels. It's just not clicked in my head anymore. When I had loads of ideas when I was a kid and really enjoyed making levels. But yeah, Mario Maker 1, played it to death. So much fun, and it's actually a really good interface for making levels, and you can see everything on one screen. Remember that will be important later. But Mario Maker, honestly, Mario Maker 1 is going to go up to A. Yeah. It's not like a game in of itself, really. It's a user-created game, but like as a level builder, it's good. As like a game and like the gameplay mechanics, they're good as well. It's just good fun. It's just good fun, and the costumes are very fun as well. I had a lot of great times with that. Music's good too. Yeah. Then New Super Luigi U. This is one of the better New Super games. I don't think it's going to get that high. Is it better than New Super Wii? That's a good question. Is it better than New Super Mario Bros. Wii? These names are all a big handful, by the way. The New Super series, all the games' names are a handful. And I feel myself tripping over my tongue as I say them. It's more unique. I like Nabbit, and I like the physics, and I like the shorter levels. They kind of feel better, and they make them more interesting. They make them shorter, but they make them more interesting and harder and more fun. Like the control mechanics, it's more fun to jump higher and be slippier. I like that about it. And like they got more creative. It's built off the back of New Super Mario Bros. U. See, there I go, tripping over myself again. But yeah, it's good. I'm gonna put it at the top of B tier. I think that it managed to beat out New Super Wii. Because, like, I mean, New Super Mario Bros. U is technically just, like, kind of objectively better than Wii. I just feel less for it. I do. Yeah, it is just better than Wii. It is. Should I move it up? No, I have more strong positive feelings for Wii. It's, like, some of these aren't placed by quality alone. Some of these are placed just on how I personally feel, even though I know it's probably wrong in the list. Looking at Lost Levels and saying that it's not going lower. Lost Levels will stay where it is. I have 3D Land. Oof, we just keep on going through mid-game after mid-game, don't we? 3D Land is a fun little time waster game on the 3DS. Played it like 5 times in like my early teenage years. It's alright, it's kind of fun. I would put it above Mario World though, to be honest. Like, it is very like plain and levelly. It's kind of, do I put it above Galaxy 2? No, Galaxy 2, like the flaws and complaints I have about Galaxy 2 like kind of blind me a bit, but like its highs are much higher than what 3D Land has. And I just kind of think that it's just a bit more interesting to play than Mario World was for me. Like the main thing that I remember about Mario World, about my experience, since like most of the level design and stuff is like stuff I've seen before in later games. Like the main thing that I remember is just that funny bit with Ludwig's castle when the castle launched off, hits like a hill with eyes on the head, and then it has like a little band-aid, little plasters on its boo-boo. It looks sad, and that was funny. That's the thing that's my takeaway from that game. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's going there in mid. It is pretty mid, to be honest. Yeah, oh, and then I've got 3D World after it. I don't know if these are in like quite the right order, but roughly though. It is just better than 3D Land, so I kind of have to do it higher. It is good, but like I didn't feel much when playing it, to be honest. I feel like lots of other people enjoyed it a lot more. I have had times when I've gotten like 3 other people together to play it and it's been alright. I just don't feel much when playing it. And like, I think that being boring is kind of worse than being bad in a lot of cases. It depends. It depends. And like, I do think it's a better designed game than Galaxy 2, to be honest. Galaxy 2 tries to be 2 things at once. Tries to be both a 3D Mario and like more simplified, and it like takes the worst parts of both. But 3D World and Land as well lean into the simplification more, and it works better. But Galaxy 2 does have higher highs than them both, and the whole concept of like it's a 3D Mario but like a 2D Mario game, it doesn't really appeal to me. Even though it's kind of well designed and it's like good levels, I can acknowledge its quality. I don't feel much when I'm playing it though. I really don't. It's kind of a shame. It's got to go behind Galaxy 2. It's like only just above 3D Land. Even though the multiplayer should make it a fair bit higher. Oof, jeez. Anyway. Yeah, Galaxy 2 is the gatekeeper of mid. Like, it needs to be better than Galaxy 2 to go above that. Anyway. Moving on, 41 minutes, oof. Anyways, Odyssey! This is another one that's at like the top of a lot of people's lists. For me, I have a really weird relationship with Super Mario Odyssey, where I played through this when I was the most depressed I've ever been in my life. I was on like a college course that was supposed to get me a job, instead completely wasted my time and made me extremely miserable. I was never more miserable than when I was on this course. And there were like studies done that say that Super Mario Odyssey like helps with depression. I felt nothing inside during most of that time, and I kind of felt the same way with Odyssey. Like, I played it and I could tell that what I was playing was well designed and good, and like I liked the vibes of like certain areas, and the controls are very fluid and enjoyable. But like, I just felt too dead inside to really connect with the game, and that's very personal to me, and it's unfortunate because I can tell it's a good game. If they make a sequel to Odyssey, I'm sure that I will enjoy that a lot more. Like, even when I try to replay this, it just kind of brings back memories of that miserable time of my life, and it's really hard for me to give it praise because I don't feel anything when I play it. And that's how I kind of judge most of my rankings, based on how I feel about the game and not so much about its quality. It's unfortunate. But I know that it is better than Galaxy 2. It's better and more well designed. It's hard for me to feel good about it. I'm gonna put it in B tier somewhere. Where should I put it? I know that it's better than most of these games, is the weird thing. In terms of like my personal feelings, I'm gonna put it just above New Super U, because New Super Mario Bros. U is like one of those good games, but like I don't feel strongly about it anyway. This is like a rather very good game that I don't feel strongly about in any way. Yeah, that feels right. That feels right. And 64DS, just above it, is like a rather good game that I feel fairly strongly about positively. That puts it just above it. Yeah, that's my justification. Mario Maker 2! F! Mario Maker 2 is in F, and Mario Maker 1 is in A. I almost feel like I should put it in haven't played, but no, I have played it. My brother currently has this game. My brother has had this game for almost the entirety of the time since I bought it for myself. It's weird, like the lack of like creativity and drive in making levels struck me with this game, and the thing that set it off was the abysmal way that the level creator is set up. I hate the freaking circles and you gotta scroll between them. Like, the main way that I made a level in Mario Maker 1, I see the screen ahead of me and it has all the things that I can use, and I look at that screen with everything on screen at once, and I look through it and I think about what I want to like base the level around. But with Mario Maker 2, I gotta scroll through all these things, and zero inspiration comes to me. I know that technically it's like a much better game. Technically, it's got a lot more that you can do, a lot more creativity, a lot of exciting things that I watched trailers for and felt kind of excited to use, and then I tried to use them, and my brain would not function with this game. I want to go through like the single player mode, because they had a single player mode with like a little story. They mean to get back to that, and that would probably be my favourite part of it. But it's such a shame, because like the main thing that I enjoyed about the first game was making levels. Less so playing them, more so making them. Really enjoyed that. But alas, yeah, no, Mario Maker 2 goes at the bottom. I didn't enjoy it, personally. I really didn't. It really didn't click with my brain. My brain works in weird ways, and if games don't cooperate with that, I don't have a good time. It's just the way that I am, I'm sorry. Down to the final three. Oh, I'm gonna get a drink of water. I've been talking for flipping ages. Bowser's Fury! Bowser's Fury is a little experience. It's a short side mode, fairly short. Yeah, you get a few hours out of it. I have completed it. It's very fun. It's a great idea for like an open world where it like slowly opens up more and more. The giant battles are fun. The like constant looming threat of Fury Bowser coming, you got to avoid him, is very fun. It's just very well designed. There's not a lot to say about it. The music is great. I really like the cat motif over everything. They took it to the next level. It's really good. It's really fun. That's going to go high up for me, to be honest. It's a good single player experience, because like there's Bowser Jr. there technically if you want to have someone else involved. That's a very little brother who's like 3 or 4, come join in and kind of play the game with me sort of thing. Like the star pointer in Galaxy 1 or the co-star loomer in Galaxy 2. This is going to go to A tier. Honestly, like this is also very charming in like a kind of similar way to Super Mario Land 2. I think I'm going to put it above, yes. Above Super Mario Land 2. It's very good. I would be very happy to see the next proper 3D Mario game follow this sort of format. That would work well, but like even wider and like more varied, because this is like in a lake. Like they try their best to make the different little locations inside of Bowser's Fury different, but it's still like one setting. And Mario games aren't really about that. Mario games are more about like going to very different settings. And Sunshine is technically one setting. It's a tropical theme, but like they make each area like actually really distinct at the same time. And that's just an incredible feat that they do there. It's awesome. Last two! Finally I can stop talking soon. I've been going on for 48 minutes, oof. Super Mario Bros. 35. Rest in peace, Super Mario Bros. 35. I feel like the worst thing about this is like the wasted potential, because like they could have brought this concept so much further. They could have added in extra games to do levels of Super Mario Bros. 3 and World, and also their playing mechanics and stuff. They could have balanced it better so that you're not playing just like 90% just 1-1 and 1-2, because I got so sick of those two levels. But conceptually, this game is fantastic. And I had a lot of fun with it, and I had like 10-ish, number one victories. I'm going to put it at the bottom of A, because it's very good. Most of what it is the potential of what could have been. It is very fun. I had a lot of enjoyment. It definitely had its flaws, absolutely had its flaws, but they really could have built on it. No, if most of what it is like the lost potential, instead I'm going to put it at the top of B instead. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not so much what the game was, it's more what it could have been. And I'm so sad that Nintendo robbed us of that by removing it. That's stupid. That was stupid, by the way, Nintendo. Don't do that, idiots. And lastly, we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Bit of a disappointing end to the video, because Super Mario Bros. Wonder I haven't played very much of. I've got some Let's Play episodes of it that have come out, and I've got yet more that I've already recorded that I'm yet to put out. So for that one day, with my two friends and my brother, I played through a moderate amount of the game. Not sure how much, like maybe a third, maybe halfway, it's hard to tell. But for one day I played that game, one day alone. So I was not able to get much of an impression of it. And that was only an impression of the 4-player multiplayer experience, and I'm sure that single player is much different and much more my pace, because this was extremely chaotic, which I don't really enjoy very much, to be honest. I kind of do. It depends. It can be funny. But like that on top of the stress of like trying to record it all and like have everything sync up, and like the little microphones everybody had to wear, and a lot of things to keep an eye on to make sure it's working for the video. It was kind of a stressful experience. I'm excited to get back to it by myself and like actually just play through it myself, like on my own time someday. I think that this is going to be very good. But like I have played a decent amount of it, so I'm not going to put it in haven't played. I'm going to put it, based on what I have played, I'm going to put it at the bottom of B. No, it has more to it than these games. It's going higher, it's going higher. It's going higher. Okay, I've just moved this thing from the bottom of B to the top of B. It's got a lot going for it. It's got a lot of charm. Obviously, like the world's much more interesting and better. That's what I crave. I crave for Mario games to be interesting and weird, and this is that. This is the thing I've been waiting for through the decades? I don't think decades. Not far off of decades, but decades of New Super Mario Bros. Over and over again. And I know I'm going to really like it when I get to properly play it. I know I am. Like the visuals, amazing. Music, amazing. Level designs, really good. Ooh, the way that they design the multiplayer, not great. Not great. I don't like the follow the leader system at all. New Super Mario Bros. Wii and the other New Super Mario Bros. Games that have multiplayer and the campaigns, much better. Where it zooms out, that's much better. This promotes chaos and everybody screaming at once. and that makes for a very annoying to edit video series. And that annoys me. Anyway, yeah, that feels right. Top of B. So that's my tier list. That's how it came together. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe rank them yourself if you can be bothered to type that much. Hope you enjoy this video. Hope you subscribe for more. I'll do let's make this like a yearly thing. A yearly thing where I rank a series in the Mario franchise on Mario Day. It'll be fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more. Got lots of Let's Plays and stuff going on the channel at the moment. I'm playing through Wonder, I'm playing through Mario RPG. Hope you subscribe, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and a comment, tell me what you think. And until next time, farewell everyone.